Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now, during our Black Friday sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus special financing. Limited time. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
O'Reilly. You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Welcome to the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am thrilled to have you join me on this transformative journey. You see, every day we dive into a powerful conversation about self-discovery, healing, and empowerment. This podcast is brought to you by Ask Nyomi and Elevate Me Self-Discovery, where we believe that loving yourself is the first step to living a fulfilling life. You can expect insightful discussions, practical tips, and inspiring stories. Plus, we'll occasionally welcome special guests who will share their unique perspectives on self-love and personal growth. So get comfy, grab your favorite beverage, and let's embark on this journey together. Because it's time to embrace the beautiful person that you are. So let's elevate our lives one episode at a time. Now let's get started. All right, my beautiful people, well, welcome back to the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am so thrilled to have you here with us today. This month, we are focusing on something very close to my heart, and that's living life abundantly. Today's episode, we will explore how self-love is at the core of an abundant life. But before we dive in, I want to remind you about our 10-day book challenge, which had begun on November 11th. That was Monday. And we're reading Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life by Bob Proctor. And I've loved seeing the reflection and the insights that our community has been given. And if you haven't joined just yet, I'm sorry, but it is too late. But guess what? You can still find the book on Audible and Amazon. And, you can go to our Facebook group. We can just go to our Facebook group and you can still share your thoughts there. You can share your thoughts there on that one. Right? Yeah, right. All right. So what I want to do is I want to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we can talk some more about the self-love and how it can be the catalyst of abundance. All right. All right. It's your girl, the Goddess Nyomi Banks here on this Season of Self-Love podcast. And we will be right back. Hey, it's your girl, the Goddess Nyomi Banks, and make sure you tune in every Thursday night to Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast, where we talk about everything from love, sex, relationship, cultural differences, and so much more. We're bridging the gap between them all, and we even talk about spiritual uplifting. You need to stop by me and Dr. Mike, as well as the BTG group. We have some amazing guests that come through. You never know. Just make sure you tune in Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Go to xnyomi.com and tell them Nyomi sent you.
Washington Wellness Institute focuses on healing all ways. For me, if I look good, then I feel good. If I feel good, then I share the good. If I share the good, then I celebrate the good. If I celebrate the good, then I live the good. So I can be paid to be my greatest. But I have to learn the good to be the good.
So, what does it take to be the greatest? It's as simple as a free 15-minute consultation. Be kind to yourself and heal always.
All right, well, welcome back to the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks. And today we're talking about self-love, a catalyst of abundance. It's a part of our series of this for this month, living life abundantly. Now, before we get into the topic at hand, let's take a moment just to ground ourselves. So wherever you are, please close your eyes if you can and take a deep breath in. Hold it. Now gently let it go. invite you to focus on feeling the warmth within your heart. Now take another deep breath in. Now as you breathe, I want you to visualize yourself surrounded by light. A light that represents self-love, acceptance, and openness to abundance. And with every breath, I want you to imagine that light growing brighter, allowing love and abundance to flow freely into your life. Let this feeling stay with you as we move forward in today's conversation. All right? All right, my beautiful people, again, thank you for that moment. This is something that we do every day, Monday through Friday, that we just help center ourselves before we get into the topic at hand. All right, so today's focus on how self-love acts as a foundation for abundance. When we generally love and accept ourselves, we naturally open love and accept ourselves. We naturally open ourselves to all good things that life has to offer. You see, self-love shifts our mindsets around worthiness and abundance, and it teaches us that we are deserving of joy, connection, and prosperity. In Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life by Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor, he emphasizes the importance of shifting our mindset or our paradigm, as he calls it. You see, this idea resonates deeply when we think about self-love, because often it's our own beliefs about worthiness that limits our ability to receive. You see, self-love transforms those beliefs and it breaks it down. It breaks down the barriers that tell us that we're not enough. And it replaces it with them with affirmation that we are deserving of abundance. I want to share a bit about my journey. You see, when I truly started embracing self-love, I began to notice that abundance showed up in ways beyond material. I found deeper relationships that was greater, like inner peace, and in the confidence to pursue my dreams. You know, self-love taught me to let go of scarcity thinking and seeing that abundance is all around us, that it's in the energy that we give and receive, and in the beauty of our connection and in our everyday experiences. And like I shared it in the beginning of our series, is that before I can truly sit down and with this series, there's something that I needed to do, and that was really to open up this book, to listen to this book of Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life, is to realize some of the things that I was allowing to continue to show up in my life, to make sure that I paid attention to it. Does that make sense? And to understand that I am probably the most wealthiest that I've ever been in abundance. And it has nothing to do with financial wealth, but it has to do with not only the love and the support around me, but just the energy that I have been able to accumulate and cultivate through my self-love and healing process. Does that make sense? So honestly, for the past, almost 12 years of my life of going through, I have accumulated so much abundance in my life that I am a multi-billionaire when it comes to abundance. Seriously, when I say I am my most fulfilled in this moment in time, I am. That I am. Now what I need to learn how to do now is how to use it. How to use it for me. Where to put it in place for me. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Not to allow it to overwhelm me. Does that make sense? So now that we have all of this abundance, now how are we going to use it? Where are we going to put it in order? And how are we going to give it? The other day we talked about giving and generosity, right? Day before yesterday, we had an amazing guest on, and we talked about things for her about loving, living with self-love and in the boundaries and stuff like that, right? We talk about different things with living in abundance by using with creativity and stuff like that. So when we talk about self-love, it's like, how can we use the catalyst of that with abundance? Now it's time for us to kind of I guess you want to say, put them in different orders, put them in different places to where they make it to whole. Where we putting it at within ourselves and in our being, to where it helps to, I guess, want to balance us out to where we at an even peel or at a peaceful level. Can we say that? Can we say at a peaceful level? Yeah, at a peaceful level, right there. All right, so this is what I want to do. I received a beautiful letter from one of our listeners that I want to share with you today, and it's a powerful story about transformation through self-love. And I think many of you will relate to it. And it reads, Dear Nyomi, listening to your podcast has been an essential part of my journey. Over the past year, I struggled with self-doubt and feeling of inadequacy. And through listening to your episodes on self-love, I began to embrace small acts of kindness toward myself. And little by little, I started to shift, and I realized that abundance isn't only about money, it's about love, energy, and connections. I feel more connected to my community.
O'Reilly.
You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge, just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I formed deeper friendships, and I now truly appreciate the joy in everyday moments. Thank you for guiding me to a place of abundance and through self-love. Isn't it just beautiful? It's a reminder that abundance is more than just material wealth. It's an inner richness that we nurture through self-love and openness. I'm so grateful that this listener for sharing their story, but it reminds me on how deeply transformative self-love can be. I think about how self-love shows up in our life. For you, where do you see abundance? Even in small moments. Maybe it's the warmth of a hug, the satisfaction of meaningful conversation, or simply taking moments for yourself. Right now, let's take some time to reflect on some practical ways that we can cultivate self-love and, by extension, more abundance. And here are a few things to try. We talk about affirmations, daily affirmations every morning. Let's affirm that you are deserving of joy and abundance. The next one is act of kindness. I believe earlier this week or yesterday, I said about the act of kindness challenge that I gave for the next week. I think it was connect with others, not from a place of expectation, but from a place of giving and gratitude. Gratitude practice, recognize and appreciate the abundance that's already exists in your life. It was something that Bob Proctor has said in his book, Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life. He said, whenever you feel down or you feel a kind of ick or something, he said, pull out your gratitude journal and write down, he said, write down 10 things that you are grateful for. And said it would instantly change your mood. Whatever you're feeling in that moment in your time, instantly change your mood. And I remember when I heard that, and I went and I did it. But this is the thing. This is so funny because I write in that gratitude journal every morning when I get up. Every morning when I get up. But this is what I changed about it since reading his book. Is not only do I write in there, but I also write from the things that I'm thankful for and why. Now I write my why I am thankful for those things. So even when I go through my day now are joyful. They are truly joyful because now I'm understanding why I am where I am at today. Why I'm on this platform. I'm meant to be here. Every guest that's been on this platform till this day, It's supposed to be on here. We are supposed to cross paths. We were aligned to be with each other. The guests that I've interviewed this week for future shows have been spot on. And so when I'm talking about self-love, when this podcast was created, it was created from a 1 month. It's just supposed to have been a 1 month series on Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast. That's it. That's all it was supposed to be, that I started last year this time. Last year this time. We are now probably 187, 88 episodes in. We started off as a month series, a weekly series. Only supposed to have been 4 series. 4 episodes. We went from 4 episodes to 188. Yes. I remember telling people that I'm getting ready to do this on daily. They was looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, but wait a minute, but you do Ask Naomi weekly live. How you gonna do all of that? You gonna have time to do all of that? Plus you got this going on and this going on. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Because as I continue to do the season of self-love, and as I continue to learn more about my journey, not only giving you all tools that I've already learned, but then I'm also relearning things and learning new things, especially in the second season that I've opened up for guests to come through with these amazing stories, not only confirming some of the things that I've already been through or sitting here on this platform, but also giving me new tools. Man, when I tell you that self-love, we cannot live our life without it. And I believe we take it for granted. We do. We are so off balance without it. And that is what's wrong with our world today. That is what's wrong with our world today. Self-love is our foundation. Self-love is our core. Self-love is our essence. That is why when I talk about it, I talk about having an intimate relationship with yourself. I talk about falling in love with yourself. What does that mean? That means loving who you are unconditionally, the good, the bad, the ugly. That means going in and finding out what's the hurt, what's the pain, what's the healing. That's what I'm talking about. That hurt, that abandonment. What does all that mean? Giving it a voice, giving it a reason, giving it a whole definition, a whole nother understanding, a different perspective, and now a different paradigm. How can we help each other change the perspective of what we think? How can we serve one another? How can we change and cut off our generational curses? How can we do that? Man, when you choose to go after, when you choose to go and search for your self-discovery, for your self-love, and go into your self-healing, you not only do it for yourself, but you do it for your family. You do it for your children. You do it for your children's children. You do it for your mates. You do it for your loved ones. You do it for your children and their loved ones. So imagine if you now are in your healing moments and you're able to heal your children. And now we start relating with healed people. Healing people, having relationships with healing people. We in a world with healing people. How amazing does that sound? How amazing does that sound? Man, I like the way that sounds. Don't you like the way that sounds? Man. Mm-mm. But look, those three practical practices that I showed you, just explore those and remember that abundance is a mindset. So when we nurture those self-love, that we begin to view the world as filled with possibilities and connections and waiting to be discovered. All right, my beautiful people. Well, this has been an amazing week. It has. It's been an amazing week with some amazing guests. Dr. Will has stopped by to give us the 411 on some great information. We had a great show, as well as Dr. Michelle Hanna came by with a moving episode. Very moving episode. She did, and next week we have some more amazing guests coming on. I can't wait to hear your response back from all of that. Again, thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Self-Love as a Catalyst for Abundance. I hope that you feel inspired to cultivate self-love and allow it to open you up to the abundant life that's waiting for you. And as we continue with the 10-day book challenge, I encourage you to share your progress, insights, and reflections with our community. And remember, we're all in this journey together, lifting each other up and creating a space of abundance and connection. And don't miss next week's episode where we will explore more on this journey of living abundantly. And I am so grateful to have each and one of you as part of this community. All right, my beautiful people. Have an amazing weekend. Have a good one. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery and empowerment here at the Season of Self-Love podcast. Remember, embracing self-love is a continuous journey, and we're so glad to have you with us. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a review. And don't forget to join our community on Facebook at Season of Self-Love. Connect with like-minded individuals who are also on their self-love journey. Now, if you have any questions or topics that you'd like for us to explore, we love to hear from you. Email us at seasonofselflove@gmail.com and let your voice be heard. So until next time, take a moment for yourself today and remember, you are worthy of love, joy, and all the beautiful things that life has to offer.